Hi, this is Bernie Heaney. You're listening to Seamus Long on Irish Country Music Radio.
Now, there you have it. That is, of course, Bernie Heaney and How You Keepin'. And Bernie Heaney, how are you keeping?
Hello, Seamus. How are you keeping? Are you well?
Not too bad, sure. Wouldn't you know, by the look at me, like I'm thriving in this cold weather, you know.
Yes, you're always looking good anyway, no matter how cold the weather is. Yeah.
I'll send on that fiver to you later on there, Bernie. I'll send on that fiver to you later on. But,
okay.
But
I could do with it at this stage, Seamus. No gigs for nearly 12 months. What are we going to do?
I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. Hopefully all this will work out and we'll be all back on the road very, very soon again, and we'll be able to keep everything, you know, yourself, get the people dancing, because I'll tell you, even if nothing else, there's a lot of people that I know that usually would have been out dancing, and let's just say the belt on their trousers or on their dresses are under a little bit more pressure than there would have been of other times, because when you're dancing, you know yourself, there's a little bit of the old perspiration, and it's great exercise, the dancing. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get back at that very, very soon anyway.
I hope so. I always loved when the men were on their third or fourth shirt. You always knew you were doing something right when you seen the shirt getting changed 3 or 4 times. You know, it was great. And I miss the dancers terribly, and the bit of chat at the end of the night and the bit of a sing-song. I miss it terribly. That's one of the things I really, really miss, meeting everybody, because they are part of the country music family, the people that come to the gigs. Do you think so, Seamus? Very,
very much so. Like, it's like this, there wouldn't be a scene if there wouldn't be a country music scene if you didn't have the dancers and the audience going, whether it be to a concert or to a dance. You know what I mean? If you don't have the support, sure, all you're doing is looking out at an empty floor, an empty set of seats. Like, I mean, so yeah, the people that go and pay on the door, they are very, very important to the whole country music scene.
Oh, absolutely. They are the country music scene, and you do become friends with them. You know them by their first name, and you know who's going to be sitting where, and it's great, and they really are now. Only for them, you know, we wouldn't be here, and I always say that, to be very thankful for people coming to the gigs, and we're missing them. We're missing all the lovely people, aren't we, Seamus?
Very much so, very, very much so. But anyway, Bernie, we're going to take you back. We're getting into our time machine. You were saying earlier on you got a van there last year. Well, you see, we're going to turn that into a DeLorean car, and like Back to the Future and Marty McFly, and we're going to go way back. Well, you're only 21, so it's not too far back anyway. You're like myself, 21 years of age. But way back to when, or how did you get started in the music? Was Bernie Heaney running around singing around the kitchen floor before she went near a dance floor?
I was actually, I'm going to go back with that DeLorean car now. Mommy and Daddy had an old record player, radiogram record player, and I used to love to see the records flopping down. But I was constantly at the record player learning songs, and that's where I spent my time, learning songs at the record player, and it was everything from rock and roll, show band to country, mainly country, because my mother and father, of course, Daddy played the steel guitar, and there was always guitars in the house and musical instruments. So that's where I started, at a little old record player, playing records and loving every minute of it. And I didn't want to go to school. I wasn't very interested in school, to be honest, Seamus. And my dad was a lorry driver, so I used to go on trips with him. He could be going to Killarney. Now, we'd be living in England. He might be heading to Pretty Polly down there in Killarney in the wagon. And that was my education. I used to go with him. And my poor mother used to be making excuses. She's the flu again. I'd be gone off somewhere in the lorry with my dad. So that's really where I learned everything, really, up in that cab of that wagon. And I have great memories. And as you know, I lost my dad in October. And that was a massive, massive blow to me. So I have had my head in the sand really since then, but I decided to release a few songs now and get back and start playing music, and I do feel better for it now. But I have to say, losing my dad was a huge blow to me. You know, he got pneumonia on me, and that was it. He was gone in a week, so it was quite sudden, actually, Seamus. So now, though, I feel that there is a bit of hope, and get a few songs out there and get back chatting to people, and that's what I need to do. And I'm delighted to be here chatting to you tonight, Seamus.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And now, just a quick one. It just popped into my head there now. But don't mind me, because things, you know, my friend Annette Doyle, like me and Annette and yourself, of course, competed against each other in Glortira. But Annette often turns to me and says, where do these random things come into your head? So, but when you were tripping around there in the truck with your dad, did you have a CB, and did you actually have a CB handle by any chance? Just wondering.
A CD?
No, a CB, you know, the Breaker 1.4.
CB radio, Breaker 1.9.
Yeah.
What's your handle? Oh, yeah. Yeah. At the time, we just thought we were, yeah, Daddy had a Breaker 1.9 in his truck, yeah. Very Americanized. And he had his own handle, the yodeling cowboy, and I used to think this was fabulous. And then you'd get your illegal kind of channels, and you'd be listening in, earwigging into people. Yeah, I used to love the CB radio. But talking about Annette Doyle, I shared a room with Annette when we did Glortira that time.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell her I get night terrors in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
want to hear the story.
Roaring, and Annette ran out the room onto the balcony of onto the fire escape. and in the same room, actually, Trudy Lawler was Annette Doyle's mentor.
Yeah.
So Trudy came up, and didn't Annette let Billy Morrissey into one of the beds? So I came in, and Annette was doing her thing, and I came into the room not knowing Billy Morrissey was on the bed. I jumped onto the bed on top of Billy Morrissey, and he frightened the life out of me, and I frightened the life out of him. So I think it was a bit of a bomb now, myself and Billy Morrissey, after Annette letting him into the room and not telling me. So yeah, we had great crack, myself and Annette did. Yeah, it was a great time. That was 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago now, wasn't it?
If I'm not mistaken, Bernie, it's 6 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, I think it could be actually 6 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, of course, you made it to the final that year. Ed Fox and who was it? Oh,
the winner, Liam
Kelly. Liam Kelly. Yeah, Liam Kelly won it that year, yeah, and yourself and Ed, of course. You did amazing there that year, like, I mean, because even say, if I'm not mistaken there, you were in the vote off in the first round, and then like that, you were nearly through first every time after that, like, you know. You really, you know, I mean, you did fabulous well that year in the Glortira.
Yeah, it was great fun. I don't drink, Seamus. I know you mightn't think that when I'm out, because I always look like I'm a bit of a nutter when I'm out, because I just get so excited around people, and I love chatting to everyone I can get my hands on. But Johnny Barry, you know, the DJ.
Johnny, yes, Johnny is
Johnny
a
Barry
legend.
came to see the final, and he gave me a double brandy.
Come on, Johnny.
And I got onto the stage that night now. I just thought I was Dolly Parton. I got on there and I said, I'm going to win this. And I remember my mother and my sister coming through the audience looking at me thinking, oh my God, she's had a drink. Couldn't remember the words or anything. So, and I looked down at Martin Cleary playing the steel, and he was looking up at me and I was looking at him saying, what are the words? Because I'm after having a double brandy and I can't remember. Anyway, I just showed him my way out of it and I was grand then. No one knew any different. The moral of the story is Johnny Barry got me drunk, and that's why I didn't win Glortira.
Well, yeah, there's a conspiracy theory there. I'm wondering, did Johnny have a bet on now? You know, that could happen. That could happen. You know, Johnny, of course, is
sweetheart. All the DJs, including yourself, have kept the music going, and fair play to you. And only 4 years now, we wouldn't be able to be dancing around the kitchen.
Yeah, we enjoy playing the music, and we love, especially when there's good music, like what yourself, and other artists do put out there, that we enjoy listening to it ourselves. So it's great to have it, and thanks very much for your very kind words there. But anyway, you were a little lady then, going around trucking. You were a trucking queen, shall we say. And then, what way did the music career work after that, or how did you get in on the music from there, or was it put on the back boiler for a while, or what way?
Well, at the time I was living in England. We lived in England, we lived in Ireland, we lived in England, we lived in Ireland. Daddy and Mammy went to England to come home to Ireland. They never settled in England. So we were very unsettled as we were growing up. But there was an Irish club called St. Finbar's in Coventry.
Yeah.
And a Tipperary man, Joe McCarthy, used to run it. And every weekend night I'd sit outside with my dog listening to the bands. And he said to me, why don't you come in and collect a few glasses and listen to the bands inside? I said, geez, I will. And I was getting paid £1.50 an hour, £1.50 an hour. I didn't care what I was getting paid. I saw Margot, Joe Dolan, Louise Morrissey. I became friends with Louise Morrissey when I was 15 years old. Yeah,
Louise is a lovely lady.
And so I got to know all the bands, even though I was living in England. And any chance I'd get, I'd be up on the stage, of course, thinking I was the superstar at the time. And and I kept getting up on the stage. And then, of course, there was always music. Daddy used to play with the Hinches. He used to always sing with the Hinches. They were a Dublin family that were great band, great players. So I used to always get up the nights I was off from the club. I used to go around on a Sunday morning and play in the folk clubs then. There was always music. Once I got my hands on a guitar and I learned a few chords, there was no guitar player safe from me, because I'd be asking about this chord and that chord. And actually, in this lockdown, I bought a lovely Fender Telecaster. And I sound like Eric Clapton now, because I must have been practicing.
slow hand Bernie.
I've been learning a bit of lead guitar. So there was always music there, and I was always jumping up on the stage trying to be a superstar. And then I got married when I was 19 years old.
Right.
Yeah, and I had my first daughter when I was 23. So I started young, and I'm still with the same man, thank God. I've just about trained him in now, Seamus, after 30 years. Yeah, so the music wasn't ever very far away. And then, of course, when I had my own children, I had my first daughter, Erin. I got her taught the accordion, and then the second child knows fiddle, and then my son is a drummer. However, they grew up and they fell in love and put the music to one side. But they'll always have it, Seamus.
They will, and hopefully maybe you might even have a Bernie Heaney. Well, you could even have the Heaney family band, because you mean...
Oh, no.
No,
oh, God, no.
No.
I can't get rid of them. Never mind go on the road with them. Yeah. No chance of that. But like I say, they all know how to play music, and if they ever need to call out, now they're ever anywhere in the world, I always say, you can take your accordion out, and you'll always make the price of a cup of tea if you have music. You
will, yeah, because you'll get a gig somewhere. You know what I mean? Even if it's only busking on the side of the street, if you're a good busker, you'll make a nice little few bob, so I remember years ago, actually, this guy I knew, and we were wondering about going out one night. And he just said to me, he says, I'll let you know later on. And I was walking down, this is in Carlow, walking down the street in Carlow, and I could hear this singing and a guitar playing. And your man was there anyway, and strumming away, and a cap in front of him with a nice few bob in it. And he just said to me, Seamus, he says, I'll see you later on. I have enough now, I'm going. So that was it. So he made enough to go out for the night anyway. Not saying that he'd make enough to survive, but he made enough to get out.
Yeah, did he make enough to pull a woman?
No, yeah. But no, he, as I say, he was happy enough with what he made that day, but not saying that he'd pay rent now or anything else, but as you say, if you have music, you can take out a guitar, you can take out a whistle, an accordion, whatever, and you're able to make a name for yourself somewhere anyway, and make a few bob.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Can I say a quick hello to a friend of mine, Ned Keogh? He's always
Ned, yeah.
sending me lovely messages on Facebook, and he's a big fan of your show, Seamus.
Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Ned.
I want to say a quick hello, because I know he's listening in. Ned Keogh from Boltonglass in County Wicklow.
Yeah, Ned actually, would you believe it, was sending some great messages there to our Ivana. We have our own, a Polish presenter now on Irish Country Music Radio, Ivana. She only started over just about a week ago, and she's proving to be very popular. And Ned is sending her messages. So, hello, Ned. And Ivana says to say hello to you as well. So now
I'm getting jealous already, Seamus.
Oh, now, Ned.
I've actually heard that she's a great presenter. I heard her, and she's doing really well. She's playing some great stuff, actually.
Yeah, no, she's doing very, very well now, doing very, very well. So, but anyway, you got married, you had the kids, they were growing up and all, and then you decided to get back on the road again, Bernie.
Yes, I did. I decided to record 18 Wheels and a Dozen Roses with Jonathan Owens.
Yeah.
Just really as a tribute to my dad, because he was a trucker, and it took off from that one song. And then I got onto Glortira, and then it was great. I started gigging again then, and then of course I formed the Honky Tonk Angels, which was a great, exciting thing. We had great times with the Honky Tonk Angels. And then I put a band on the road, and then with the toing and the froing, I ended up working with Mike Denver's drummer, Bose, you know, Sean Moran. We did a good 2 years on the road, and we were very, very busy, thank God. Yeah.
Well, you were in with good company with Bose anyway, you know, he's a handy man, especially on the drums.
Yeah.
And if anyone had known the scene, it would be him. So yourself and Bose then, and of course, as you were saying there, you had the Honky Tonk Angels, and which was a kind of a female version of the Three Amigos, and you had those great harmonies in that band.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, it was very good. But like that now, you know yourself, people mightn't want to pay three singers, if you know what I mean. It was quite hard to keep it going in that way. And of course, the other thing was, Cece is a full-time nurse. She's a brilliant nurse up in Dublin. And Lorraine was with the Conks at the time, so it was quite hard to get the three of us together at times. But when we did get together, we had some great fun, and we made some great music, so that was exciting. And then when the lockdown came, I had, like I said, I was talking to you earlier, I bought a new van. I've just insured it now for this year. I can't believe I have the van a whole year and I haven't done one gig in it.
Yeah, typical, isn't it?
I know. I tell you, Meals on Wheels, I think, because I'm only up and down the road to my mother now with the dinner in the back of the van. Yeah.
Gee, she must have a big appetite.
She has actually. Yeah, she's a good eater. She loves her spuds, Mammy does.
Well, hello, Mammy. And well, actually, there's well, they say if you like your spuds, you won't go too far wrong. So, Mammy Heaney, or Mammy, actually, what's her name? Mammy, was it?
Mammy Mulholland.
Mammy Mulholland. Yeah, sorry there, Mammy Mulholland. I was calling you Mammy Heaney there for a second. But Mammy Mulholland, if you're listening in, keep eating those spuds. I'll tell you, they'll keep you alive and well. And they're good. Anyone from the country loves their spuds, that has to be said.
Yeah, it's the Kerrygold and the mountain of salt she puts on them, but I keep telling her off about. But she survived this long, and please God she'll survive a lot longer, you know. Hasn't done her any harm yet. No,
sure, she'll go out the butter and the salt, sure, will probably be such a shock to the system, you know. She wouldn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So you have, How You Keepin' is going very well for you as we speak, Bernie. You brought that one out there. It was from your album, How You Keepin'. And of course, I was just saying there earlier on there, it's a great one to give someone a shout and say, how you keepin', in this time when there are so many people kind of isolated.
Yeah, it means a lot. A phone call means an awful lot to someone who's maybe there on their own. Well, even if you're not on your own, it's nice to get a call and an out chat and just catch up, isn't it? And I think, How You Keepin', I was looking at the album and I said, there's a great song now, just to remind people to be ringing people and say, how are you keeping? It's good to keep in touch in these times, like 12 months on and we're still stuck here, So it is good to keep in touch with everybody, because that phone call can make someone's day. It really can.
Oh, I surely can, definitely, you know. And now, you were saying, of course, there that you were listening to all the different records and all that when you were young. And who would have been your heroes growing up, or who would you have liked to, who would you have liked to have emulated now when you were a wee one and you were listening to all the different artists? Who would you like to have been like as such, Bernie?
Yeah, I loved Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
I loved Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline. I remember my grandmother had a box set of tapes, actually, of Patsy Cline, and I used to go around after Mass just to listen to the box set of tapes. And I know she knows I wasn't going around to see her. Well, I was, and I wasn't. I wanted to just listen to her tapes. So I loved Patsy Cline. I loved Dolly Parton, the usual. But I tell you, I loved Slim Whitman.
Yeah.
And Jim Reeves Hank Lachlan. I loved all them old songs because they were the songs I was reared on.
Yeah, you're talking great music there now. You're talking great music.
Yeah, and I remember there was a girl called Barbara Mandrell who played the steel guitar, and I wanted to be Barbara Mandrell. And then Sarah Jory, she came out and she was playing the steel guitar. Now, I never got my head around the steel, but I absolutely loved steel guitar. And I actually became friends with Sarah Jory, and
right.
I always loved the steel guitar. That's my favourite instrument. And of course my dad used to play it, and we used to pretend that we were hula girls doing the Hawaiian dancing. Yeah. So I had lovely memories growing up, and it was always music. We didn't really have television much, and it was a nuisance when we had it because them times there was no remote control for televisions. The kids were the remote controls. You'd have to get up and turn it over. So I'd prefer the record player any time to the television at the time. And
as well as that, of course, you didn't have to keep getting up to change the vertical or the horizontal hold on a record player. Like anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about now, anyone of our younger listeners, the televisions that were out years ago, you had this vertical hold. There was two little knobs. There was a vertical hold and a horizontal hold on a television, and the television would either be keep going, the very same as it was going up, going around in a circle, or else it'd be flickering from left to right, and usually you get the child up and say, me being the child, I was told to do it. You were there and you were kind of standing there trying to hold this little button steady and watch the television at the same time. So, as I say, you didn't have that problem with a record player. Yeah, or the coat hanger aerial. That was a nuisance too when you had to stand there for an hour holding that. We're showing our age now, Seamus. What are we? We get on to something else. This is only 20 years ago now, though. Yeah. But, yeah, as I say, children made great remote controls and holders of air. Yeah, hold the aerial. No, turn around. No, look, put your arm up that way. And then if you got it right, you couldn't, no matter how tired your arm got, you had to keep it there. So yeah, that's right. And God help you, there was a hurling match on, or something. Or Dublin was playing Kildare or something on the LGAA. You were in trouble then. The whole bloody afternoon you were holding the aerial until the match was over. I remember that too. Yeah. And then if you happened to get excited when you were there and you were holding it, and whoever you were supporting, like me being Wexford, of course, that'd be Wexford. If you happen to move the aerial with excitement, you get, would you hold it steady? Good man. Yes, you're after missing that point. You're after missing that goal or miss what happened there last. And oh yeah, great crack. Great times. Yeah. But how, we've had a few different, we've had Emma Donoghue, we've had David Connor and Mary Hoey on that are in Glortira this year, Bernie, and of course we have Stephen Stokes on next week. And so how did you get on to Glortira yourself? Just as just pure curiosity. What happened, or what was the process for you to get on it? Well, at the time you had to send a little video, so I just got my guitar, sang a song in my kitchen and got one of the kids to record me on the phone, and I sent it into Glortira, and then they said that they liked what they'd seen and would I like John Hogan to be my mentor. Oh my God, he's so lovely. Oh, isn't he? The nicest person, and Carmel Sheeran and Steve in the band. So I actually went around for maybe 6-7 months as a
John and Carmel and Stephen just doing spots, and he really, really was the best mentor, the nicest person, and still is. I have great times with that band. And so that's how I got on, and I was delighted to get John Hogan as my mentor because, like I said, he took me under his wing and he took me all around the country playing with him, and I met loads of people, and it was great. And actually, the first week I was kind of in the sing-off. I said, "Oh my God!" So that's when I pulled up my boots and said, "Right, I will go on. I will go around the country singing with John." And he gave me that opportunity. So I'm forever grateful for John Hogan for that, because it was a great opportunity to have a mentor like John Hogan. So that's how I got on. And I just would say to them, be themselves and sing what they're comfortable with, and just be happy and take it all in and be delighted. Don't be nervous.
Yeah, of course, this year now there is a bit of a change in it, that, the way that, on the night that you would have had with John, you would have been able to do a duet or two with John. But, this year, the contestant and the mentor don't actually get to do, because of the social distancing, they don't get to do a duet at all. So, you were lucky, shall we say, that year, and whereas this year is a complete different kettle of fish altogether, because there was great crack. I was up there myself behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is nearly better than what's going on the television, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great fun, and the makeup and hair. Who doesn't want to get their makeup and hair done every week, girls? I loved it now. I left the makeup on and the hair done for the whole week. Until I went back to next week. I love getting me pampered and my hair done and everything. It was a great experience, and I think the people that are on it this year, the quality is brilliant. They're excellent, actually. Yeah,
there's some very good ones on it. Just when you said about getting your hair done, with me it'd be more put on a bit of polish on it, so.
Yeah, well, you said that now. I didn't. I haven't seen you for years.
Yeah, but no, as I say, great crack on that. And so if when we're talking about duets, Bernie, you just mentioned there about duets there now with the different artists and whatnot, who would you, if you were given a chance there to do a duet with wherever you wanted, whether it be on the Irish country scene or on the American scene or wherever, who would you like to do a duet with? Or who, you can name a few there if you like.
Do you know, I think Patrick Heaney is a fabulous singer.
Oh yeah, great voice.
Oh, great voice. And Matt Levy is another great voice.
Wonderful, yeah.
Lovely, great singer. Of course, I love Margot, because she'd be she's a lovely person and a good friend of mine, Margot is.
A legend.
Yeah, I'd love to do a duet with Margot or Patrick, or, do you know, any of them, it'd be great, because they're all great. They really are. They're all, and it is like a big family in the country music scene. It really is. Everybody knows everybody, so don't be telling anything about anybody. Yeah, you could get into trouble doing that. And I suppose any of them really, because everyone is really good at their craft and what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Denver now. Wouldn't mind doing a duet with him either. He's great.
Ah, he's a great entertainer.
We used to do the Wednesday nights down in the Glen Eagle, and Mike used to come on after us. So, yeah, Mike is a lovely, lovely person too. So
great,
it'd be great to do a duet with Mike as well.
A wonderful. He's a great entertainer and great performer.
He is, and really nice and down to earth, and you could sit and chat, but they're all the same. They're all lovely. They really are, and I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to you and I'm on the radio, but they really are. Jimmy Buckley's another one. Great fun, great crack with Jimmy you'd have. He's great.
If you weren't able to have crack with Jimmy Buckley, I don't think you have a pulse.
No. Yeah. It was a great scene. And hopefully now, when all this COVID is gone and we're all vaccinated, with the help of God, we'll get out and we'll have even a better time than we had before. Please God.
Hopefully. And what about, say, the American scene then? Is there anyone you'd like to work with on that scene?
Now you're talking Josh Turner.
All right.
Yeah. Randy Travis. Now I know, Randy's had his up with that. Randy Travis. I love Randy Travis. I'm still a massive Randy Travis fan.
Yeah.
Who else? Johnny Rodriguez. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'd love to do a duet with Boxcar Willie. I love the train songs, but of course he's dead. But, if he wasn't dead, Boxcar Willie would be a great one.
Yeah, he was a great man with it. Yeah, with all the train noises, everything. Like, I mean, I remember actually a guy that lived in a house near me just for a while. He was renting a house, and I remember he was a huge Boxcar Willie fan, and he used to be talking about this Boxcar Willie. And eventually one day he brought up a tape of Boxcar Willie, and I was fascinated. This guy being able to do all these train sounds while singing and all as well, you know. So that was my first introduction to Boxcar Willie, as you say, a fantastic artist. Yeah,
I actually have recorded a couple of Boxcars now on this new album that's coming out. I love them out train songs. It gets you dancing and chugging around the floor. They're great.
They are, and now I've had a load of different people actually sending in messages to say hello to you, Bernie, because I know you mentioned Ned Keogh there, but I have Marie Byrne is listening in down there in Wexford. She's a yellow belly like myself. And Patrick.
Hello, Marie. How are you? Thanks so much for giving me a shout. Good to hear from you, and I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah, and Patrick Conway. Patrick is there.
Oh, hi Patrick, how are you?
Yeah, and Ron Hinsley is over in Wolverhampton. He's listening. Ron Hinsley.
Oh, I know Ron. Yeah, Ron Hinsley.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah,
a gentleman. A gentleman, if ever there was one. And of course, Peter Ryle, he's here on the station and he's listening in. Peter, I think you know Pete, you've done a few bits and pieces.
Oh, I know Peter. Yeah, I'm going to have a chat with Peter on Saturday now. Now, do you see now when you said Peter's name, my dog started barking? Can you hear that?
I tell you, it would be the first dog to bark, damn.
That's it. My dog is barking the minute you mentioned Peter Ryle. I wonder why that is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having a chat with Peter. He's a great fella. I've had to put the dog out. He's so upset over the mention of his name.
I'd say the dog has gone with his hands or his paws over his ears, maybe.
Terrible. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Patsy Hayes is listening in there as well. Patsy.
Hello, Pat. How are you?
Yeah.
I hope you're all keeping well. Good. I can't wait to catch up with you, Pat. It's a long time.
Yeah, and Sweet Pea Fitzgerald. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard that name mentioned, but there's Sweet Pea Fitzgerald.
All the way from Coventry, Sweet Pea Fitzgerald.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, my God, there you have it now.
Wow, but you wouldn't know who's listening to you.
You would not. You definitely would not, you know.
No.
And George Zahra, Z-A-H-R-A, Zahra, is it? George Zahra. Yeah, listening in as well. And we have Michael McGlowan is listening. Now, Michael is he's a great accordion player, but he absolutely, if I want to get on the good side of Michael McGlowan, all I have to do is play your Johnny Brown song. He absolutely, he loves it. Absolutely loves it. If I want, it's like this. If I wanted to get Michael McGlowan to give me €1 million, I'd say all I have to do is say, I'm going to play Bernie Heaney, Johnny Brown, and he will, no problem whatsoever. He loves that song of yours. So that's Michael McGlowan.
Michael McGlowan. Oh, yes. Johnny Brown was a great song with Seamus Shannon. I'm glad you like it, Michael. It's a great song. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Danny Boyle. He's here on the station as well. Danny says to say hello to you.
Hello, Danny.
And Joyce.
Thanks for listening in to this madman. No, I'm only joking. You're not that mad. Well, you are actually. But anyway.
Joyce Bernie Rehel, is it?
My old friend Bernie up in Dublin. Oh, yeah. Hi Bernie. Yeah, she's a great friend of mine. I've known Bernie for years, and she's another mad Bernie, and I am too. So we have a great bond, myself and Bernie. Bernie's actually more famous than me.
Oh, is she?
She is. Bernie is in most of Michael English's video. She's Friday at the dance, and she's the mother in that video. She's a fabulous actress, and I tell you now, I've been trying to get her for a long time into one of my videos, and she seems to be sticking to the Michael English videos. So maybe now I'm on your show, she might do a video for me. What do you reckon, Seamus?
Well, I'd be hoping so. Now, you see, you never know now. I mean, you see, maybe what is she might figure that your videos have too many stunts and the like of that. But maybe if we were able to get a stunt double or something for Bernie, you see, then it might work. You know what I mean? So, maybe that could, we might work that. We'll have to get her into, because, we'll have to start a petition and a campaign now to get Bernie Rehill into a Bernie Heaney video. There.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Hollywood.
She's a hard woman to get, Seamus.
Oh, is she? Yeah, well, it depends, you see. I'll pretend that she's a politician and out with a brown envelope full of used fivers and tenors, and you never know. We might get her on side. A big contract.
No, you haven't. No, she's a great friend of mine, Bernie. She's great. And it's great to know she's listening in. So, hello, Ber.
And Kathleen Sheridan. Kathleen said,
yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Kathleen. How are you? How are you keeping, everybody? I should be saying. It's great they're all tuning in. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Catherine Lacey is listening in down there in Enniscorthy. She's listening in as well. Catherine
Lacey. I'm trying to think. Enniscorthy. That was. I'm trying to think. I know that name, and I know.
And Ivan the dog.
Oh, Ivan. How is he?
Yeah, as far as I know, Ivan is in retirement now. Catherine, I think, has a new companion. Ivan, I think, he's doing a bit of PR work on behalf of the Guide Dogs Association now, because he was a fabulous dog and well able to do the job. So, you know what I mean? He's out to, we won't say he's out to pasture. He has moved into a more of a what do you call it? An ambassadorial sort of position in the company or in the organisation. So.
Oh, lovely! Yeah, that's great, because the animals are family as well, aren't they? They're part of the family.
Very much so. Yeah, and especially there. And then we have Anne Foley is listening in. Anne is in Wexford as well.
Hello, Anne. Oh, God, we had some great times in Wexford. The Wexford people know how to dance.
They do. Ah, well, you see, I taught them all. I trained them all in, you see, so it'd have to be good then.
That's what it is.
Well, if you believe that, you believe anything now, you know. But Emma Donoghue, now, it's not the Emma that's on Glortira this year. Emma does a lot of dancing, and I think she teaches the social dancing and all as well. So Emma's listening in and saying hello to you.
Hello, Emma. Yeah, Emma's lovely. She runs a lovely Monday night gig there, just on the roundabout near Carlow. Lassie has more direction for me, but Emma is a great woman for keeping everybody in touch and keeping things going in the music world. She's a great dancer as well. So, she's fabulous. And hello, Emma. It's lovely. I hope you're keeping well in this pandemic. So it's lovely to know you're tuning in. Thanks, Emma. I can't wait to catch up and have an old cup of tea with you, a cup of coffee, Newbridge Silverware or something. So good to know Emma's listening in.
And Dave Moynihan, you know Dave, they're from the Moynihan Brothers Band. Dave,
I do. Yes.
Another gentleman.
Another great man for music, Dave Moynihan. Oh my goodness, and the brother, two great fellas. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course you have JP here on the station. He's listening in as well. He said to say hello to you, JP McNeilis. Yeah. Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
We go back a long way, myself and JP and Michael Fox and Lucia Butler and Julie Healy and Pat Garrett, all of them on that station. They're all great for keeping the music alive. And we're only 4 years now. We would be putting on the weight, but you see, you keep the music rolling and we're able to dance to you. So yeah, it's good to know JP's doing well and he's listening in. Thanks, JP.
No problem at all. And Lev and Gloria Jackman are listening in over there in New Brunswick, on the far side of the Atlantic, would you believe, over there, around Canada way, shall we say. And
wow, Canada, that's a long way.
Yeah. And they're over there, and they said to say hello to you as well. They always listen in. They enjoy the interviews, especially. So they always like to say hello to whoever I happen to be chatting to. So, And
hello over there in Canada. It's lovely that you're... We're like Canada now here because we've snow now.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And
there's a load of snow down here in Kildare. So it's great to know they're all listening in from so far afield. Isn't it great to know that people are still delighted with the music and they listen in, and from all that way across the other side of the world.
Oh, it's a fact, yeah. Yeah, very much so. You know what I mean? Like it's wonderful with the way that music is able to unite and people from all over the planet as such. You know what I mean? It's great that way. Now we have Nicola Arnold and of course the family. There's Sonny, there's Kaylee, there's Aoife and of course Minnie Gigi, Ian Arnold as well. And they're all listening in there and they said to say hello to you.
Hello, the Arnolds. I'm delighted you're tuned in. I hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe.
Now, there's a huge fan of yours and he has his own radio show down below in a place called Australia. I'm sure you know who I'm going to be talking about when I say that. A man called Rick Nash. And he listens into the station here a lot. And he actually said to say hello to you. And he's looking forward to maybe getting you on his own station or his own radio show for a chat sometime as well. That's Rick Nash in Australia. Or g'day, Rick. Yes.
Ah, hello, Rick. How are you? All the way down there in Australia.
Yeah.
I know Rick, yes. I had to be in contact with Rick. And I think I've sent Rick some CDs and all. So, I'd love to have a chat to Rick. It'd be great to catch up. So, hello, Rick, and it's great to know you're listening in.
Yeah.
So, hope you're doing okay down there in Australia.
Yeah, Rick is a great supporter of he loves the Irish country music, so he loves listening in, and he often myself and him have great chats, so yeah. And then Christine Whitmore is listening in over there in England as well, and she said to say a quick hello to you.
Who?
Christine Whitmore.
Christine Whitmore.
Yeah.
It's not Kathleen Whitmore.
No, Christine Whitmore.
Christine Whitmore. Oh, hello, Christine. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to know you're doing well and you're tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. It's lovely to say hello.
And
I actually have an aunt called Catherine Whitmore.
Oh, right.
Who lives in England. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe it was my aunt, but yeah. So it's a small world, isn't it?
It's definitely a small world.
We could be related somewhere.
Yeah, you never know. You could be related now with Christine. You could be related yourself and Bernie now could be getting together for a cup of coffee and running through the family tree. As a fellow
says, if she's ever in Kildare, Christine, drop me a line.
Yeah, and of course if they went near my family tree to give it a good shake, and there'd be an awful lot of nuts falling out of it,
don't talk to me, I know. Oh, there's a load of nuts in mine too, yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to let you loose, Bernie, and thanks a million for taking the call here tonight and having a great chat. I really enjoyed it. And but I have Joe Harrington is going to be coming on very, very soon. So I have to get in a couple of songs before Joe, because Joe, he's lining up now. He's getting warmed up on the sideline and he's using the Ann O'Halloran fitness DVD from Irish Country Music Radio. He has the like.
I know Joe Harrington. He's a great old friend of mine too down there in the County Kerry, the Kingdom of Kerry. Of course, I'm married to a Kerryman, so I have to up the Kingdom of Kerry. And Joe has been he's another great DJ, and thank you so much to all the DJs for doing such a great job and keeping us all connected.
Oh, thank you very much. And actually, Peter Ryle just sent me a little message there saying something about the dog. So I think I'd say himself and that dog now have had conversations before, and the dog had to take a run and bark and do the like of that when he heard Peter's name being mentioned. So
yeah, he's looking in the back door shivering. I can't let him in if you mention that name again.
I'd say the dog would rather be outside shivering than listening to Peter Ryle now. So.
That's a terrible thing to say. No, Peter's a gentleman.
I'm only joking. Peter knows that I'm only joking because myself and Peter are great buddies, but we'd always have a little bit of crack going, you know. So yeah. He knows well enough now that's only meant in a comical way. So well, Hopefully he thinks that anyway.
I hope so. You'll be getting the sack.
I could be. But thanks a million, Bernie, and hopefully we'll get to meet up on the road again very, very soon. And because I always enjoy having the great chats with yourself, like no matter where we meet up. And so that's where we have to cut you loose, as the fella said. But thanks a million. Really enjoyed the chat tonight, and it was great having you on. And I've been wanting to get you on for a long, long time, so I was absolutely delighted when you were available tonight anyway. And thanks a million.
And thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for staying strong and keeping the music alive with all the requests. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, everybody, stay safe and mind yourselves.
And mind yourselves is great advice from Bernie Heaney. That's where we have to say goodbye, Bernie, and thanks a million. And I'm going to play this one for Michael McGlone. It's Johnny Brown, and this is Bernie Heaney. Thank you.
Thanks, Seamus. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bernie. Thank you.
There was a man called Johnny Brown, and he lived alone outside of town in a cottage rough and tumble down by the wild and the rugged mountains. He had a dog and he called him Jack, and he kept some chickens out the back. He played the tune as he went past. He called the Sally Gardens. He travels far from miles around. His sweet box rang in every town for a penny or a shilling or a half a crown and a hand from all the neighbours. He played for the lords and ladies all, at wakes, at weddings, big and small, for the dancing girls at the village hall. He played the Sally Gardens. Oh, they soon captured Johnny Brown. His world of travels nearly round. His cottage rough and tumble down by the wild and the rugged mountains. On a stone in a churchyard here in town reads, "Here lies poor old Johnny Brown." His music echoes silent now as he plays the Sally Gardens. There was a man called Johnny Brown, and he lived alone outside of town in a cottage rough and tumble down by the wild and the rugged mountains. He had a dog and he called him Jack, and he kept some chickens out the back. He played the tune as he went past. He called the Sally Gardens. Good man, Seamus.
Bringing you the best in country and Irish music. This is your station, irishcountrymusicradio.com.